think my life has given me a very unique perspective into a lot of the problems that are affecting us in this society, but then in terms of the world. Like, I grew up as a Dominican, as an Afro-Latino. I grew up in a household where I was being raised by a white woman who was Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So I spent from, as young as I could remember until like about 13 years old, going to synagogue, celebrating the high Jewish holidays, learning Hebrew, going to Hebrew school, but always feeling kind of like outside of that because I was black and I didn't see anybody around me that was black. Like, the only example they gave me of a Jewish person was Sammy Davis Jr. Who the fuck listens to Sammy Davis Jr. as a kid? Like, I don't even know what he does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see him on telethons. I have no frame of reference for any sort of black Jewish person. And further to that, I was constantly reminded of my blackness going to Hebrew school and going to synagogue. I was being called a phony, or you're not really Jewish, are you? Or whatever. I mean, these were the questions that were given to me. You know what I'm saying? I remember getting blamed for like graffiti in the bathroom in synagogue just because it has to be him, right? There can't be any other kid doing this because he seems to be the odd man out. So like, I always felt like I asserted my blackness, the world asserted it for me. And then as I got older and started to come into my own, then it was like, oh, black kids didn't really accept me because I was Spanish. My first name is Carlos. I'm Carlos Marlins. And when they learned that, they were like, oh, you Spanish, you ain't really us. So like, and then the Dominicans don't admit that they're black. So it's like, okay, I can't be with the Dominicans because they don't know that they don't think they're black. I can't with the black folk because they think I'm Latino. Can't be with the Jewish people because they think that I'm something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like doors getting shut on me all across the board. But as I came into my own, I started developing my own legacy. I converted to Islam when I was 15, and like the world kind of opened up for me. I was 15 years old learning Islam because I got into it from reading books on spirituality because I wanted to learn how to write better. I wanted to be a better rapper, and I wanted to get words to be a better rapper. So doing that, you start reading books on spirituality, politics, religion, this and this and that, and it has an effect on you. So then that kind of made my inroads into being a Muslim and being Islamic, and then a lot of opportunities opened up for me. I was 15 years old giving interfaith speeches at the United Nations in front of like Kofi Annan and all of this because of Islam and because of hip hop. Like, that was its power, you know what I mean? And then so fast forward to nowadays, my perspective allows me to kind of build empathy with certain places and people, like what's going on in Palestine and the Intifada and all of that. Like, I have a genuine, deep concern for those people and how they're being treated, not only as a human being, not only as a Muslim, but as a human being. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody should be subject in their own homeland to such scrutiny and persecution. At the same time, having my understanding of Islam, I don't think that suicide bombing and aggression is the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? I remember a long time ago, I watched a lecture and they said everybody wants an Islamic state. Nobody wants an Islamic state of mind. And to have an Islamic state of mind is to be peaceful and submitting to the truth, even if it's against your own passions. You know what I mean? So like that, my outlook is developed by my upbringing, and my upbringing gives me a level of perspective that's very insightful to the current problems that we see.
The media in itself has an agenda to make sure it cover up motherfuckers with a positive message.
Cops need to be put in jail with the wolves, and they need to be scared of it. And if they are, then they probably won't do illegal shit. And if they do, they deserve it, right? Throw them niggas in the hole like they throw us in the hole.
And then it's like, the skull, it's like, it looked like a skeleton. So it kind of looked like death, and it kind of represented how, food is messed up right now. It just has multiple layers.
Bone Thugs was a big influence on me. I always liked the real choppy rap with the harmonizing in it. E1999 was one of my favorite albums, Eternal.